Why I Feel Lonely. You come home. The door clicks behind you. Silence settles like dust on the furniture, soft, familiar, unspoken. Your cats stretch and wander over to greet you. Their warmth, their presence, is a kind of anchor. But beyond that, the house is still, and you notice, more than usual, how alone you are. It's not new. You've lived like this for a while. You've even grown to enjoy it. The quiet, the autonomy, the absence of noise and demand. It's peaceful. But tonight, it's different. Tonight, the quiet feels hollow. You take off your shoes, put the kettle on, scroll for a moment, maybe out of habit more than interest. And there it is, underneath it all, a quiet ache you can't quite name. You're not lonely in the obvious way. You have people, conversations, group chats, meetings. You say good morning and have a nice weekend. You know how to laugh at the right time. You've made it through birthdays, holidays, and hard days. No one sees the fracture. But at night, when the noise dies down, when your phone battery's low and the lights are dim, there it is. A kind of ache that doesn't scream, but hums. Søren Kierkegaard once said, "The most painful state of being is remembering the future, particularly the one you'll never have." And maybe that's what this is. Not grief for something lost, but for something that never really arrived. A connection you didn't realize you needed. A truth you never got to speak. Carl Jung believed that loneliness doesn't stem from the absence of people, but from the inability to communicate what feels most important. To speak honestly. To be heard, not just with ears, but with presence. To be met, not with answers, but with space. And so you think, when was the last time someone asked how you were and waited for the real answer? When was the last time you let yourself answer it? Because you've been surviving. You've been functioning. And that's what's expected. You wear the mask well. You are composed, capable, kind. But beneath that, there's a version of you that aches to be seen. Not in a dramatic way, just seen. Jean-Paul Sartre wrote, "Man is nothing else but what he makes of himself." But he also wrote, "Hell is other people." And both feel true sometimes. Because when you live through the gaze of others, you become a reflection instead of a being, a performance instead of a presence. You show up. You do what you're supposed to. But do you feel alive? Sometimes the emptiness isn't loud. It's quiet. It's walking home through crowds and feeling unseen. It's sitting in a room full of people and realizing no one really knows what keeps you awake at night. It's laughing at someone's joke and feeling like you've left yourself behind. You remember what Maria Rilke wrote. Love consists in this, that two solitudes protect and touch and greet each other. But what if no one's greeting your solitude? What if your silence is mistaken for contentment? What if no one notices the pauses between your words? There's a kind of loneliness that doesn't come from being alone, but from never being asked what you dream about, from never being held in the places where you hurt most. And the more you experience shallow connections, the more you feel the depth of your own silence, the more you crave something real, not impressive, not polished, just real. Simone de Beauvoir once wrote, "One is not born lonely, one becomes lonely through experience." And you've lived enough to understand that, not as theory, but as lived truth. You've learned how to hold space for yourself, how to survive in silence, how to be your own comfort when no one else knows what to say. But tonight, it all feels heavier. Not because you need someone to fix it, but because you're realizing how much of yourself you've left unseen. How often you mute your voice to keep the peace. How easily you've stopped asking what you really need. And so, you sit. The cats curl up beside you. The clock ticks without pressure. There is no one to perform for. And for once, you let yourself feel it. The emptiness, the ache, the question, is this all there is? But also, the honesty. You're not broken. You're not needy. You're just human. And humans are meant for meaning, for depth, for spaces where your truth isn't too much. So what now? Maybe it's not about finding someone else. Maybe it's about finding your way back to yourself. The version of you that doesn't need to pretend. The one who isn't afraid to be raw. The one who wants to speak and be heard, even if it's just by you. You ask yourself, can I sit with my own silence and not run from it? Can I tell myself the truth? Not the polished version, but the real one? Can I stop chasing noise and start listening to the quiet? Because the quiet holds something. It holds the seed of your truth. And maybe that emptiness you feel isn't a flaw, isn't failure, but a space, waiting for you to return, not to fix it, but to fill it with truth, with presence, with meaning. You're not alone because no one loves you. You're alone because somewhere along the way, you stopped letting yourself be found. Tonight, Let the silence be your friend. Let it whisper, not with pain, but with possibility. And maybe, just maybe, that emptiness isn't the end of something, but the beginning of your return.